There we are on Psych Ups with Brian. So, welcome to today's session. Today, I want to talk about preparation. What's the key to winning action? Winning preparation. So, how do you prepare for anything? You know what? The easiest way I want you to think about, let's say you've got any task that you need to get accomplished. Okay. Anything that you need to do, you have a goal. Obviously, that's where it all starts. It all starts with your goals. If you're just kind of floating through life with no goals, then you're not really that concerned about peak performance. You're not really that concerned about uh, getting prepared for something because you don't have anything on the schedule. So let's get some really compelling goals, and that's where it starts. So what are your compelling goals? And then put deadlines on them, obviously, because otherwise it's just a dream. So say, I want to do this by this date. So I want to make $100,000 in the next year in real estate, or 250 or whatever it is. That's a worthy, noble, excellent goal. Okay, so let's say that's your goal. All right, so then you got to think, okay, well, I need to, any goal requires a plan. Remember our success GPS: goals, plans, and schedule. Okay, I was going to talk about preparation, but you got to go back to the core, because what are you preparing for? Otherwise, if you just talk about preparation, okay, go get ready. The Boy Scout motto is what? Be prepared, be prepared. And I was Boy Scout. I was a good Boy Scout. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. That is the Scout's pledge. So I am going to be, that's good Boy Scout, right? So who remembers that pledge? All right, so guys, I want you to be prepared. Be prepared for whatever comes your way. And you can see things coming your way. Health issues. Guess what? Right now, you could probably say, okay, this is kind of morbid, but you probably have some kind of call on how you might even die. Okay, but you look at how your parents died, you see kind of things happen in your family. So anticipate that and prepare to live much longer. Okay, see what they did. See mistakes that maybe your parents made. My mom smoked her whole life. Okay, that wasn't so good. She only made it to 71. I want to prepare to live to 100. Okay, literally, Dick Van Dyke is 99 years old and he's out there going on talk shows. So don't tell me that people say, "Oh, you don't want to live to 100 because your 90s you'll just be miserable." I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty old now, and I look younger than I am. So let's prepare to live a long time. And so, how do you do that? You kind of anticipate where your issues or challenges are going to be. I know cancer is going to be an issue for me, so I try to eat healthy, a lot of vegetables. I take some supplements. I take this one called Youth Switch that I found that I think is really great. But I do lots of things like that to try to live a really long time. That's supposed to extend your telomeres, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up the word telomeres and do a little research, because you want to live a long time. Longevity is really crucial for all of us. We want to be around, but not just around. We want to be healthy. So prepare for a long life if that's your goal. That's certainly a goal of mine. Another goal is your real estate success. So how do we prepare for that? And this is important now because we're just going into the summer. We're going into the best time where you need to be prepared. Okay, I really want you prepared right now, because if you're not prepared, you're not going to execute well this summer. You're not going to achieve peak performance. That's the goal. What's all of our goals? Achieving peak performance and mental wellness. Okay, write that down. My goal is to achieve peak performance and mental wellness on a daily basis, okay, as a habit. Okay, so how do we create peak performance as a habit? Through excellent preparation. You see what your goals are and you prepare to succeed. So in real estate, what do we got to prepare to be successful this summer? What do we got to do to close between 3 and 6 deals this summer? It's the beginning of May, so it's Fresh Start Friday. I always say, if we're near the beginning of a month, I always say it's Fresh Start Friday. So it's Fresh Start Friday. We're just at the beginning of May. So I want you to do a deal this month, or 2 deals this month. And I want you to do 1 or 2 deals every month this summer. So we're right on the verge of the hottest time of the market, which is June, July, August. Now is the time to get prepared if you're not. Now, do you have your LLC set up? Okay, if you don't, I mean, that's a real basic move, but some of you guys still haven't taken care of that. Okay, so your LLC, I want you to make sure to put the words properties, homes, or real estate in the name of your LLC, you can go on your state's corporate commission website and probably sign up and have it in about 5 minutes for $50, like I do in Arizona. It might be a little bit more, but get that done. Make it sound like a credible name that sort of sounds like a management company. All right, and go and get your EIN number from the Social Security from irs.gov and go down and get your business checking. That's the basics. If you haven't done that, you're not really in business. But once you've done that, you are in business, and now you're ready to take checks. You're ready to start collecting checks from buyers, and now you're ready to go hunt down houses. What's another basic prep move, guys? Having a website. Okay, even if it's something, even if it's a one pager on GoDaddy that just has your picture and a little about me or something like that, a website is strong. And yes, it's good if you can say your name of your website and you don't have to spell it. That's helpful. And it sounds like make it sound like a name that's a credible name, not something kooky, and not marketing names. Don't say we buy houses all over Pennsylvania.com. Not that. That's not your website. That's not your website for your business that's used to build credibility. Okay. The one that's used to build credibility. And listen, you could actually have two URLs that go to the same website. So you could actually have we buy houses all over Pennsylvania.com go to your Regal Real Estate, LLC.com or whatever. So they can go to the same place. You only need one website, but don't have the website you give out to people for credibility's sake be some weird advertising website. Okay, if you get what I'm saying there. So then I want you to get business cards printed up. We have really good sample business cards. If you don't have a sample business card, they're in the system. They're in the back office. Go in the what to say and what to do system and go into the forms folder. And somebody tell me if it's not in there. Okay, you know what? I haven't gone in there in a little bit, so I'm pretty sure it's in there. But if it's not, text me or email me or whatever, and I will make sure it's in there. Okay, but that's kind of your basics. And then you got to start thinking about, what am I going to do to market? How am I going to get the phone to ring? And guess what? You can always just get the phone. You can do outbound calling. And that's the kind of nice thing about the creative financing world. You can get a lot of business going just through start making your own calls. And so that's calling FSBOs, that's calling listing realtors, that's calling landlords and asking them if they might consider a rent to own. So you can, as soon as you got your website and your business and your checking account, and you're starting to think about market, you can start making outbound calls and really start cooking. So how long would it take you to really get your website up and your business set up and your LLC and your business checking account? 1 day. If you've just one afternoon, if you focus. So if that stuff's, and your phone number, have you figured that out? Obviously, to get your business cards printed, you got to have a good phone number. So have you figured that out? Do you have a good, phone number, either a phone service, like a calling service, or something else? People like Vonage or Ring Central, these things, they can give you a phone number. You can also get Google phone numbers that are not your own personal cell phone. I don't want you to give out your own personal cell phone number. All right. So guys, that's a lot of tips on getting prepared for success. And then here's how I want you to get prepared. Mentally, a really good way to prepare is role play the scripts. Now, there's one script. If you want to be prepared to be good on the phone, and that's this whole business. The whole business is how good are you on that phone? Why do we do well? Lynette and I are really good on the phone with people, and we have instant credibility and they like us. And when people like you and seem to and feel like you know what you're talking about, it's amazing how stuff happens. So that's so crucial. So when I want you to role play, this would be a really good assignment for over the weekend. Okay, would be to role play the script. It's called the Seller Financing Closing Call Script. It's a 2.5 page long script. It's the most important script in the whole business. And if you get good at that one script, and you don't have to memorize it because you're reading it on the phone. So if you get good at that one script, you'll be really prepared for your calls, and you'll feel prepared. You'll feel more confident. And when that's a really good tip too about preparation. Preparation kills fear. I've done whole presentations. I have 30 30 ways to kill fear. Okay, 30 ways to overcome fear, and one of them is preparation. In fact, it's my number two. My number one way to kill fear, guys, is take action. Whatever the heck is scaring you, go do it. It's funny. There's a famous painter who said, Van Gogh. It was Van Gogh. He said, if somebody tells you you can't paint and you're afraid to paint, go paint, and then you'll prove it wrong. And so again, it's just going and doing it. Or even if you're so scared you can't pick up the phone, go do some other action. It will help you get over your fear. So number one way to conquer fear is taking action. Number two way is preparing. What are you afraid of? How can you prepare to be more? If you're afraid of dying, prepare to live longer. Do more things to prepare to live longer. If you're afraid of poverty, if you're afraid of being broke, do more stuff to make money. Prepare to make money. Figure out more ways to make money and do more, take more action. So, but preparing is huge, guys. I'm a huge believer in preparation. If you see pro athletes and performers and singers and people like that, I mean, they're practicing 98% of the time to perform for 2% of the time. So it's all preparation for them. So with your career, it's not like that, but there has got to be some preparation, and that will lead to a much, much better performance. Okay, so that was a lot about preparation, kind of wide ranging. You know how I like to do. I kind of wide range. Morning, Jennifer. Happy Friday. Good morning. Serene night skyline. Charles. Good morning, everybody. Charles is always here. Happy Friday, Nolan, Kathy. WL, it's great to see you. You don't always say hi. Success equals goals, plan, schedule. Remember, that's your success GPS, I like to call that. Absolutely. Yes, goals, plans, and schedule. Peak performance and mental wellness. Peak performance. So that's what we're going for, guys, in life. What do you want every day? Peak performance and mental wellness. Now, I would throw in physical fitness, but guess what? Physical fitness is a component of peak performance. You're not going to get peak performance if you're just tired and exhausted and fatigued. So I want you to focus on those two things on a regular basis: peak performance and mental wellness. Mental wellness, I want you to take care of yourself. Really work hard on not saying pessimistic or negative words. Okay, really try to stay away from that. Be nice to yourself. It's amazing how I actually have a little. I'm not the greatest at this, and this is why I admonish you to be good at it. I have a little sign that says "Be kind to yourself," and that's really important. You want to be kind and be loving to yourself. If you truly love yourself, your mind is a completely safe space. That's a saying I came up with. Okay, to make your calls for you, I actually, Jennifer, can you send me an email? Hey, morning, Caleb. Guys, remember, you can email me at wolfcouple@gmail.com as long as you put Brian in the subject line. Also, for you guys, I hesitate to do this, but for you guys, who have been with me a long time, I'm going to give you a cell number you can text. Okay, but I promise you I will not pick this up, but you can text if you have to get a hold of me, if you have some pressing question that I can't deal with on the stream here. Okay. Nick, hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Are you prepared for a great summer? Are you guys looking good? Are you ready to take action this summer and have a big, huge summer? Preparation, so important. Excellent. Getting home insurance is difficult in California. Yeah. Home insurance is tricky right now with especially Florida. In fact, Florida is a little bit dicey because of the insurance. So make sure before you invest in a property in Florida, you completely understand the insurance situation. In fact, it can make a property unprofitable. And so you really we tend to follow certain percentages and formulas, and it looks like a property should cash flow for the loan percentage rate and everything on it. It looks like it should cash flow, but then all of a sudden you look at the insurance and the insurance is $800 a month or something, and it just messes everything up. So yes, that's very important to be aware. Now remember, guys, this is a very virtual business. If you are in one state, one area, you're no longer trapped by geography. The pandemic changed the world. I mean, people are really more used to talking to you on video chat, showing you their house, and signing paperwork with a traveling notary, or actually just getting it emailed to them, and going down to their bank and signing it in front of a notary, or doing whatever you need them to do. So things have gotten more flexible on that. So this summer would be a really good summer to explore, especially if you live in an area where this is kind of my number. If starter homes are 350 or over, okay, I mean, just the basic 1,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1 bath is 350 where you live or more, that it's just going to be hard to find cash flow properties in that area. And you really got to start thinking about developing cash flow portfolios in other areas. So remember, we're in 5 different states. Some of the reason is because we have boots on the ground in those states, but you don't necessarily have to have boots in the ground. You can develop realtor contacts very quickly by talking to listing realtors, and you'll find somebody you click with who would help you. It doesn't take very long. So again, start thinking virtual. That's an important concept in this business nowadays. All right, so I prepare to be successful. I prepare to be successful. Do you get it as a dual meaning? Okay, ready? That's our affirmation 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I prepare to be successful. I prepare to be successful. I prepare to be successful. Yes. Awesome. All right, 3 deep breaths. Nice breath in. Feels good. Loosen up your shoulders, your neck. It's where we hold all of our tension. Another one. Nice big smile. Are you getting ready for summer? Yes. Getting prepared for success. One more deep breath. Good job, everybody. Big smile. Start every day with a smile. Let it go. All right. So I will see you on Monday. Have an awesome weekend. Practice that script. You want to role play, prepare to be really good on the phone. Role play that 2.5-page seller financing closing call script. If you need any other help, you got my number to text me. You loyal psych up folks with Brian. So I will see you guys on Monday. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple, and taking action.